Everybody, how you doing? Okay, today's going to be a real quickie, all right? Real quickie. We're going to do another episode of Gaddiments, that learning thing from the Gaddiments book that is sweeping the nation, or at least this little area, I guess. Anyway, and the reason why I'm going to take you with me actually and do another edit thing, because that kind of came out well last time with Tasha's show. A woman's coming up from Nashville, and I'm going to play with her up about 2 hours from here. I'm going to take you in the load-in, and maybe bring a camera right to my side so you can see. I'll have charts with me the whole bit. So this is like the the life of a working musician. But for today, we're going to do this, and it's Swiss flamadiddles displaced. So it's a 16th note version of Swiss flamadiddles, right? And it's 1 page long, as you can see. And the way he did this, Mr. Gadd did this, is very cool. The first bar is your basic one. Basically, it's the inverted paradiddle with a flam on top, right? Instead of doing this, I showed with my left hand. Remember, I am left-handed, so I kind of naturally go and do that. If you want to, me to be, for you. Yeah, I showed it with the right hand. But this is the backwards flamadiddle, kind of, right? So instead of doing right, left, right, right, he's doing right, right, left, right. And he throws a flam on top. So it's flam, right, flam, left, right, left. And the first bar, if you notice, is just your basic Swiss flamadiddle. 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and then what he does, he adds 1/16th note and starts the very same thing off the left hand from the E of 1 in bar 2. On bar 3, again, he adds 1/16th note, starts the whole thing from and then he only does 3 of them, and he adds that 1/16th note, starts the whole thing from duh, and then it's kind of like a turnaround, right? If you look at the duh, right, it's duh 1, E, N, and then the flam on duh 2, and then the flam on the duh of 3, and then he kind of does that thing he likes, right? That left hand flam, right hand flam on duh 4. And then he does the whole thing from the left hand, right? So it's really the same thing twice in a row, one starting with the right, one starting with the left. This is actually pretty good, and I gotta be honest with you, it didn't take me that long to grasp. After this, we're gonna do some of the really hard ones. We're gonna do some of the Swiss flam triplet ones, and those are quite difficult, and we're gonna do those. I already started working on them. This I did not spend too much time on. So let's run this. Let me count it through. Let me just count the first two lines or the first 4 bars, right? Nice and slow, so we can be on the same page, right? It's 1E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1. There's that extra 16th note. Now he starts from the E. E and 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E. There it is again. And 2E and 3E and 4E and 1E and 2E and 3. Where was it? 3E and 4. All right, I lost my place as I was looking at it, but you can see what he's doing, right? You can see what he's doing. And by the way, this is something, let's talk a minute. I'm old school, I'm a little old school. And so it's taken me a little bit to get into this idea, in other words, in any given bar of 16 notes, you have the possibility of 16 16th notes. Vinny Colaiuta is great at this kind of thing, right? You can break those 16 notes any way you'd like, right? I really kind of, in my brain, it's a glitch now after all the years. I'm always thinking 1E into 2E into 3E into 4E into, and I can phrase all sorts of things, but I'm still sort of gravitating myself toward that 1 E into 2 E into 3 E into 4 E into when I'm doing 16th notes, right? And I'm working actually, I'm breaking free from that. It's getting better and better all the time, right? But you can think of those 16th notes any way you want. You can break them up as 2 groupings of 5, that's 10, and then 2 groupings of 3, that's the 16, right? So you can literally do, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then there's 1. I mean, you can break it up any way you want. And that's really cool. Vinny Colaiuta is really good at that kind of thing. So is the guy from Tool, Danny Carey, very good at that kind of thing. In other words, if you have 2 bars of 16th notes, you have the possibility of 32 16th notes. You can break that up any way you'd like. You know, you can do 5, 5. I'm trying to do the math. See, I gotta do the math. 5, 5 is 10, and then you got 4 and 4 is 8. That's 18, right? Then you do another 5, 2 of 5s, those groupings. Now you've got 28, and then you do 4 more, and you got your 32. Right? So you can make patterns for yourself like that. I'm not going to demonstrate that because I just pulled off the top of my head. I wouldn't know what to do. But this is kind of on the road to that. If you get really good at this stuff, you're on the road to that. And I got to tell you, since I've been working out of the Gaddiments book, I'm getting better at my phrasing on kits. You know, and I'm a pretty good pocket player, pretty good at coming up with some unique kind of Ringo-y things, but I'm getting much better at phrasing things, not so 1 E into 2 E into 3 E into 4 E, and really breaking free from some of that because of this. So let's do this. Let's do this at 60 beats a minute. Actually, you know, today let's do this at 65 and then let's do it at 80. All right, 65, then 80. And let's get the metronome going. All right, we're showing everything today because I don't want to stop the camera. I don't want to do it again. So we're taking this down to 65. And we're putting it on 8th notes. Make it nice and loud for you. Using the stand. Here we go. I'm going to run it through twice, so try to play it with me. I'm going to count us in. I got it posted around me somewhere so you can read with me. All right, it's the whole page. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, go. There you go, that's twice through at 65 beats a minute, all right? And then, you know, I didn't want to stop because I'm really working hard this week and I don't want to have to reset the camera. I'm being really lazy about this. So, but if you stayed with me, if you noticed, I was in time. And that's another thing. When things like that happen to you, just keep playing. Try to stay in time. There's a really cool app, by the way, called, let me stop this, called Gap Click. And I practice with that all the time. In other words, you can have it play for 2 bars and then not play for 2 bars. Have it play for 3 bars and not play for 1 bar. So you get used to just having that time on your own. Right? That's a good way to develop your time. Because you don't want to depend on the click. Because when you're live, there is no click. You just want to be steady. All right, let's do it at 80, which is a suggested Gadd way. Let's change this to quarter notes. Hopefully it won't beep again on me. And let's do this. 1 second, I'll make sure that the camera, because there's only like an 11-minute buffer on this thing. Let's check it out. All right, metronome set to 80. chord notes, same thing. Read it with me. We're going to run through it twice. I'll tell you though, it's such a snaky little thing. When I get through that one to the bottom, I'm so happy to get to the top because those first 2 bars are pretty easy. And it's like, oh, I made it through. It's so snaky. He has the weirdest names on this stuff. Like this one's called Not Homeless. Mr. Gay, you made a lot of money in your career. You're not homeless. All right, I know you had a rough time for a little while, but you're not homeless. All right. What? I hope it wasn't him that named this. Okay, here we go. 1. You ready? With me. Let's do it together. Ready? Go. There you go. There you go. Had a little stutter. Sometimes my mind wanders in the middle of these things. This is why I'm not a good orchestral player. Okay, I mean, if you ever played symphonic music and you had to count 180 bars and you come out with a cymbal ting on the beat on the E of 3 after 180 bars, no good at that. No good. I am way too ADD. Way too ADD. Anyway, I hope you did that with me. Try these. These are really cool. The next one we're going to do is one of the Flam triplets. That'll be out in a couple weeks. I got a couple of other little things I'm going to try and do, and I got a lot of plans. But please, if you're enjoying this, if you are enjoying getting these lessons, please, last week I did Musicians on Couches. We're doing Musicians on Couches on Saturday. So please support the channel. Please support the channel. Anything you can do will help. $1, $2, just send it in so we can do more stuff. More stuff. All right. See you soon.